being here and also to those joining us on our live stream to the 72nd Annual All Colorado Honor Band. The students on this stage represent 11 high schools throughout Colorado, including Arapahoe, Centaurus, Eaton, Gunnison, Mesa Ridge, Monte Vista, Montezuma Cortez, Montrose, Prairie View, Salida, and Steamboat Springs High School. It's been a real, It's been amazing to see the progress these students have made. Most of them haven't played together before, so unless they go to the same school. But just the progress they've made the last 3 days has been really amazing. Directors and parents who all have amazing kids have all been really great. We'd all love them to be mountaineers one day. So I'm excited to introduce this year's guest conductor, who's a successful high school band director for 28 years and is a member of the Colorado Music Educators Association and Colorado Bandmasters Association Hall of Fame. So please welcome our guest conductor for this year, Mr. Jack Yonce.
Good afternoon. Well, it's such an intimate hall, it feels fun using a microphone, but I will anyway. Gosh, didn't they sound great on that opening piece? It's entitled Tales of Old and New by a young composer named Jorge Machain, and that's kind of the theme of the concert, old and new. So that was a newer piece, kind of reminiscent of John Williams, maybe some of the Olympic fanfares. Obviously, Jorge was enthralled by those kind of sounds. Next, we're going to go old on you, and we're going to do music that's been around for 100 years. This is music of Percy Grainger. This piece features three tunes that Grainger was really enamored with, and beautiful settings. Grainger wrote the same pieces of music for countless different sets of instrumentation. During COVID, there was this thing called Flex Band, where parts would be published for all the different instruments. And 100 years before that, Grainger was kind of like the first Flex Band guy. He would write a piece for piano, then he'd write it for orchestra, then he'd write it for band, and then he'd write it for sax quartet. Just all kinds of great stuff. So his music fits any ensemble really well. This is in 3 movements, so if you want to save up your applause until the end of the third, that would be great. So please enjoy this tribute to Percy Grainger. Right, and as with most of Grainger's music, it's based upon British folk tunes. Just very catchy, very fun to listen to, and they just did a great job preparing that and playing that. So now we're going to go new, and this piece takes just a moment of explanation. It's called The Last Hive Mind 2, and it's by a young composer, younger-ish, Shuying Li, who's a Chinese composer, came to the United States, was at the Hart School of Music, and is now in the Los Angeles area composing music. So she was watching this, and I've tried to find it, but I haven't taken enough time. This show called The Black Mirror, which apparently is some kind of British episodic weird show, kind of post-apocalyptic. There's like 4 or 5 episodes at a time that are a story, and then it goes to another one. And she was watching a particular episode where these robotic dogs were chasing the last of the humans down, and they had this hive mind, the dogs, and they all communicated together, and somehow the humans were able to thwart that, and before the last of them were gone, they triumphed over these robotic dogs. So, kind of a weird story, but so she wrote this piece, and I think it's important to know that, because when you listen, you can hear some odd things in it, and maybe some stuff that might be her trying to represent kind of that storyline. So we hope you enjoy something new, The Last Hive Mind. So did that remind you of robotic dogs chasing down humanity? She did a pretty good job. Yeah, a lot of extended techniques and meter changes. The kids just did a great job learning that. It's very challenging to play music like that. That's just kind of all over the place. And we really relied upon a really nice saxophone section. The second half of that piece, you can just hear them going away. I think that's like the running of the humans and then all that other stuff. So the humans and the saxophones triumphed. So way to go. Yeah. And here, most people thought that saxophonists weren't human, so it's they've come back to being to your humanity. Now the next piece, I'm not sure if we would call old or new. It's actually new, but it's blue. So we could revert to our old and new, or we could add the something borrowed, something blue. Like a wedding, so that's kind of the gist of the concert here. And this is a wonderful piece. It's from a suite called Chrisana's Colors. Chrisana was a young high school band member that was really unique, a very unique individual. She would wear these brightly colored outfits every day, that she'd wake up in the morning and think about how she felt that day, and she'd wear an outfit that matched that, and was just really over the top but so genuine, and she was just loved by her band members and tragically passed away. She had a terminal illness. And so Robert W. Smith wrote this beautiful piece of music, a suite called Chrisana's Colors, to try to embody what she felt like each day in these different colors that she would wear. And so this is out of that, and it's called Blue. And I think that once you hear it and hear Alexander play his beautiful soul at the beginning, you'll know what she was feeling during this song. And sadly, not long after Robert W. Smith wrote this piece, he passed away. And it was totally unexpected. He went in for a minor heart procedure and had a heart attack on the table and died, left behind a wonderful wife and family. So multiple layers of meaning behind this piece. So I hope you enjoy Blue. like that goes on too long. I was telling the students, I love that piece. It's so emotionally charged, and it doesn't really go on any longer than it needs to. I just think it's a beautiful testament to music making and these wonderful students and Chrisana. I wanted to, and speaking of wonderful, you heard some great vibe playing from our guest artist, Dr. Ben Justice, who's the chair of the Department of Music here at Western State College, University. Sorry. When did you get upgraded to university?
2015.
Oh, a long time ago. I apologize. I grew up in Colorado. It's always been Western State College to me, and now it's Western State University. While we're on, a couple of thank yous. So Dr. Justice, who's the percussion teacher and many things, and the department chairperson, has just been awesome putting this together. And then his brand new colleague's only been here for like 5 or 6 weeks. The new director of bands, Dr. Ross Vandenberg, has just been awesome. So let's thank the two of them. They did all the heavy lifting for that. And gosh, I'm super impressed with the Western State folks and these two gentlemen. So things are great here. I also want to thank the admissions folks here at Western State. They took care of the lunch yesterday for the students. And did you take a tour, or was it too snowy? Okay, they took a tour. I did not take the tour. And then the music team here at the school and the student helpers. We have several student helpers from Western State University, music people here that have been just great. So let's see, there's Parker and first initial. A. Austin. Austin just started coming today, so I didn't get as much chance to know. And Alex back there on the bass drum has just been tremendous as well. So let's thank those folks for helping us out. Normally, there was supposed to be, like 5, 6 percussionists or something, and some of them got sick, and all of a sudden we were down to just these couple of wonderful high school students. They've been awesome. William and Kincaid. But there's too much for them to play by themselves, so we had some really awesome ringers in here. And then band directors. Let's give a round of applause and a thanks to the band directors of this school. And then for those band directors that weren't able to come and sent their students, like the large contingent from Centaurus with a couple of brave parents, thank you to those of you that did that as well. All right, we've got a couple pieces left for you. They're exciting and different. So we're going to go old again. I think no concert's complete without a march, so we're going to play the Fairest of the Fair, great John Phillip Sousa march. Legend has it that he was enamored with a beautiful girl at a fair and wrote this march. I don't know if that's really true. But then the ironic thing was it ended up being his wife's favorite one of his marches. So is the irony, can you see that? Like, I don't think it was his wife that inspired him to write this. He saw this pretty girl at the fair and wrote the march, and then his wife said, oh, that's a really great piece. I really like that. That's the best march you've written about somebody else, not me. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that from a number of people, so let's just say it is. Anyway, I think you'll enjoy Fairest of the Fair. to the end of our time together. It would be a gross understatement to say that I've enjoyed working with these students a lot. They have been just terrific. And they started off really good. But, I mean, the trajectory has just been up and up and up. And yesterday was really long. We started rehearsing at 9 in the morning and we stopped at 7. Yeah. And man, they hung in there like nobody's business. Just kept getting better every time. We had wonderful sectionals offered by the people here at Western State University. And the students just have been great. So parents, way to go. Great job. Those of you that are watching online, good job online. But students, thank you so much. You've just been great. Let's give these wonderful students a We, of course, also want to acknowledge the Gunnison Fire Department, who's out there. Hope you had a chance to visit with them and maybe drop a few dollars into their thing. This is a big fundraiser along with the concert that we all got to hear on Thursday night for the Gunnison Fire Department. And afterwards, we're going to take a brief photo in front of the fire trucks. And then they're going to drive Dr. Venneberg and I around town in the fire truck. I asked if I could drive. They have not answered that question yet. I'm a good driver. So we're looking forward to that after the picture, and then we'll all be headed home. But thank you so much. The final piece, it looks like Unraveling, and you could pronounce it that way, but the composer actually intends for it to be pronounced Unraveling. He was inspired by Ravel's Bolero. And if you're familiar with that piece at all, you'll hear hints of that throughout. Now, Bolero is 14 minutes long. This piece is 3 minutes long. So he tries to accomplish in 3 minutes using accelerandos and some really cool techniques I think you'll enjoy to get that energy in 3 minutes that Bolero takes 14 minutes to make happen. Bolero is a very famous orchestral piece. I suggest you look it up on YouTube if you're unfamiliar with it. It features solos throughout the orchestra, really challenging solos. I'm a trombonist, and the trombone solo in there, I don't know, I'd have to practice that a lot. It's really hard, really high, and it's on all the orchestral excerpts. So the melody, you'll hear a hint of that. So we've got some beautiful soloists and ensembles. So please enjoy Unraveling, our final piece, and thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Drive safely. Oh, no,